You should be live.
Okay, cool. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the night block where we are going to kill some demons today with Doom. I'm Raitro. I'm 100% Ultra Nightmare speedrunner for this game. My commentators like to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Talia. I'm also a 100% Ultra Nightmare speedrunner, but I run a slightly different category. We can maybe get into the difference later in his run.
Yep.
Zodiac, and I'm mod for Raitro, and I know absolutely nothing about this game, but let's have some fun.
Zodiac is the voice for all of you, chat, in this run. So yeah, that's the general things. I'm gonna start the cutscene real quick, and then I will get into exactly what the category means. So just so that y'all can have something to look at.
A Demacorn to look at.
Yeah, Doomacorn. Y'all wanted a new chat wanted Doomacorn. And this, we start with the opening cutscene, which you cannot skip this part because King Novik is the best. So, 100% Nightmare. 100% means you have to do everything in the game. That means all weapon points, all albums, all secrets, all weapons fully upgraded by the end. Nightmare is the highest non-permadeath difficulty. The regular category that we all run is Ultra Nightmare. But you can picture that dying once and then you're done with the run forever isn't marathon safe, so we're doing on Nightmare just for safety. That being said, I plan this to be a showcase of Ultra Nightmare, so I will only be reloading checkpoints if I want to if I miss a cool trick that I want you all to see. So, I won't be doing checkpoint abuse or anything. Restricted means that it's like a no major glitches category. That means we cannot zip, we cannot slope boost, or we can't do anything that would break the game more than its approximately attended path. So that will be everything. Yeah, did I miss anything?
Mission challenges, maybe?
Oh yeah, mission challenges. Yeah, so we have to complete mission challenges on some levels. Not the first few, but after that. We'll get in more details when we're there. With that being said, we are gonna start in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So first thing is first, we start off with missing a shot, but like it's fine, we still got him killed.
Great, wait, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, I missed that shot now, so I won't miss it later.
Should we go into the story of this game at all? You
Wait,
just want to talk about the mechanic. There is, in fact, a story. You're trying to kill someone at the
I read
moment.
all the codex, I don't believe you. Yeah, well, I guess we can talk about story in downtime. Here I'm gonna do an animation cancel. Tilia, would you like to explain how that happens?
The pickup usually puts you into an animation. You're like looking at a toy or a record or something. You can skip that animation. He did it here by shooting and then punching. Later in the game, you can do it by switching weapons or weapon mods.
Hey, Raitro, you want to tell them your fastest time?
My fastest time? In Nightmare, it's actually a 2:24. In Ultra Nightmare, Zai has a 2:10. Nobody runs Nightmare because Ultra Nightmare is like the category to play. So my fastest time in Ultra Nightmare is a 2:29. Is that everything? There's one hiding always. Yeah, this encounter, this split's called Hell on Earth because that's the name of the level. It's appropriately timed because there's a lot of RNG. All the mobs are, like, take for instance that last fight. All the mobs are random and they spawn. They have set spawn locations, but they spawn in a random order. Here we're picking up a mod bot. Well, and we did that before. Do you want to explain exactly what the weapon mods do, Tilia?
So the weapon mods are like a secondary fire. You were seeing him in that last fight use the sticky grenade mod, and I think we'll see him using the full auto mod in this next fight to kill the Rakatron spider. Every gun has 2 weapon mods, with a couple exceptions. And they each have their own weapon challenge, which we'll have to complete for the 100% category.
Imp. See, sometimes an extra imp spawns and then that F's up everything.
Truly is a struggle sometimes.
Did that? And it's okay, it's okay. Oh, missing shots now, so I won't later. We end this. Here, we're going to pick up... Well, besides falling, sometimes if you... The cutscene starts mid-animation, that animation just won't trigger, and then you'll just fall, like that climbing animation. So, you may notice that I am jumping a lot. Cilia, do you want to explain exactly why I'm jumping all the time?
I don't entirely know the technical explanation, but he's doing bunny hopping, which shows up in a bunch of different FPS games. It's like a way of maintaining or gaining speed through jumping, particularly while falling.
Yeah, so bunny hopping, how it mechanically works is that it converts your vertical momentum into horizontal momentum, at least in this game.
In other words, it's to go fast.
Yeah. So if you ever see me fall from a high distance, I am going to most likely bunny hop. Oh, and here's a fun yellow keycard skip. Let's see if I can get this. Nope. Back up? Ah, nope. I'll try it one more time.
Okay. This is
I have an
one of
extra
the
life for a
hardest
reason.
in the game, I think.
Backup strat? I got the backup
What
strat. Let's go.
What is the yellow key card?
This is the yellow keycard. Basically, that whole point of that skip is to skip, you know, walking around that back area I was just at, and just get straight to the yellow keycard. It saves, like, I want to say, on the just beneath 10 seconds. So going for it, like, 2 times is probably worth it. But, you know, since this is the first level, most likely we just reset. If, you know, we missed it.
So
Okay.
we just got his third mod bot, which is a like sniper rifle shot. Will be getting used a lot throughout this run.
Yeah, why do we use the sniper other than the micro?
So there's a mechanic called quick swapping. Basically, a lot of your weapons will have a cooldown. Like shotgun shooting has a reload animation, the sniper has a reload time. And if you swap between 2 weapons, the timer on the first weapon will either continue going and will just like disappear when you swap back. So you can put out a lot more consistent damage that way than just using one weapon.
Yeah, fun fact, I used to run micro missiles as my first heavy cannon mod for a bit, but then I found I was consistently getting like a minute slower times by doing that, like by out of the second level of Zultia. So that's why I never do that anymore.
It does have a use near the very end of the game, but
Yeah.
compared to Precision Bolt, it's not quite as versatile.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage per second, provided that you have it fully mastered. And we make use of that at the final boss of the game, which I will not spoil. Let's just say they'll draw us to our final conclusion. Thank you, that deserved a bit of silence.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, so you may notice that in this game, I'm killing a lot of things. So could you go into a bit of detail, like how just enemy waves work in this game?
So, on every level there are a number of combat encounters. The place he's in right now is considered a combat encounter, which are usually locked. There's a locked door on the top floor here that he has to clear out the room before he can proceed out of it. And generally there's a trigger enemy or trigger enemies that will cause more enemies to spawn. So you have to kill the trigger enemies in a sequence and then clear out the rest of the room to proceed.
I'm grabbing this ammo for safety. Wait. He's pulling a little other zombie down there. That imp.
Oh no.
Sure. If you don't notice
So
that, you can easily lose 20 seconds being like, I thought I killed everything. Where the heck is everything? Yeah, so triggered enemies, they are usually the heavy demons in the fight, but there's an exception to that around Art Complex, which we'll get to that and we'll point it out. But yeah, if you see me just prioritizing one enemy over another, most likely it's because it's a trigger demon. Everything just likes living there.
A lot of the time, the fodder, the secondary demons in fights, will just respawn infinitely until you clear out the trigger enemies. So
Yeah. So like you see those like little pink humanoid creatures, they're called imps. They are one of the fodder demons. Same thing with the soldiers who shoot at you and the zombies that lurk around. You know, and the imps really deserve like a pay raise or something for, you know, making us go a bit slower. You know, they're really drawing off the life of the human army. And that's the end of Hell on Earth. Yay.
Yay.
Did it gold?
Did it gold? Maybe. We'll have to check the replay. So, we just picked up a thing called the Flame Belch. Now, Doom Eternal is all about this thing called the Combat Loop, where they want you to do certain things in order to, you know, progress the fight. Like Flame Belch, you know, as you light enemies on fire, they drop armor for you, which is that green little bar in the top and bottom left corner. So if I'm ever low on armor, the game wants me to Flame Belch and kill some enemies. There's basically, if you can think of something, like I'm low on armor, I Flame Belch. If I'm low on health, I'm supposed to Glory Kill, but you don't see me doing that often because it's slow.
I don't think we've seen one yet, yeah. It takes quite a while to do glory kills.
Yeah, you only see me Glory Kill the Caco Demons by shooting a grenade in that mount, which puts them into an instant stagger.
Oh, yeah.
Just because they take so much ammo to kill otherwise. Oh, are y'all ready to see something funny? Notice how a Caco spawned above me. Notice how it's dead.
It's an interesting spot, yeah.
Yeah. So that happens because there's an out-of-bounds plane right above that arena. And if you position yourself just beneath the Caco, it will back away from you into that out-of-bounds plane to where the game will be like, well, I guess we just gotta... I guess it's just dead. You don't detect it anymore. Or something like that.
There's a few other spots in the run where we'll see out-of-bounds enemies show up and get killed off by the game.
Yeah, hopefully an Exultia Slayer Gate. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So I just picked up Air Control. Our first rune. Runes are basically modifiers that take place during the game. We pick up Air Control because it is very, very good to have like control over the air. Plus also, we talked about how bunny hopping like can give us a little bit of speed. With air control, we can more smoothly guide our momentum into bunny hops and keep them going for way longer.
We also got something else that you have in the bottom left now, your Blood Punch, which is built up.
Oh
You
yeah,
used
Blood
it
Punch.
more on the Dread Knight in the last room. It's like a melee attack that does a bunch of damage and refills from glory kills.
Yeah, it's also the most consistent mechanic in the world.
I've heard different things about that.
What are you talking about? 50-50 is pretty consistent, right?
Either it happens or it doesn't. Like.
Yeah, exactly. You won't see me using Blood Punch unless it's for specific setups, because it, like we said, it is a consistency thing. Like, we think it's tied to animations. Like, if an enemy is in a certain animation, Blood Punch just will not go off. Also, I'm climbing walls here, don't worry about it.
You're supposed to take a much longer path in this room, where you use a box to get up on the high ground, but you can just run up the slope and stuff.
Yep. But for some reason, they made those surfaces jumpable. There's a few surfaces like that in the game. So, you may notice that we're chainsawing things. How does the chainsaw work?
So in the bottom right, there's a grenade which you just used, and then there's also the chainsaw, which has between 0 and 3 pips. It will automatically refill up to at least 1 pip of fuel, otherwise he has to find it. But for 1 pip you can chainsaw a fodder demon, for 3 pips you can chainsaw a heavy demon, and it will kill the demon and drop ammo.
Yeah, so practically, a big part of this run is chainsaw conservation, so that we can spend our time killing stuff that's a trigger demon, you know, with a chainsaw. You know, rather than wasting that by killing fodder. You know, and
Isn't
wasting
it
a couple
nice
seconds.
that demons leave things so you can kill them with it?
Yeah, I'm very happy that all the demons have ammo in them, that they just breathe ammo. I mean, I put it all into them, so I gotta get it back somehow. Ah! There we are.
Just got his first weapon upgrade. It's called Bigger Boom for the sticky bombs, which makes the explosion radius quite a bit larger. Makes it one of the best fodder killing weapons in the game.
Yeah. So normally, one thing that we don't have to worry about in comparison to natural masteries, to where you don't use mastery tokens and you get everything, is that we get to sort of play around and just get upgrades just because of their utility. Ooh. The jump that I never fail. Let's go.
Nice, nice.
Okay, so I just picked up Heat Blast. And Heat Blast, how it practically works is that if I fire this plasma rifle, which I just got, it's basically just another assault rifle, I will show you how a failed quick swap animation cancel works, but it's fine. You had to see it once so you knew what I was skipping. Whenever I fire it, it will charge up these blips, and those blips are important because I release an AoE damage that can be really helpful for some combos and just for generally clearing enemies.
It, in addition to Blood Punch, are some pretty high burst damage potential early in the game, so you'll see it used a lot for killing heavy demons in a fast sequence.
Exactly. Okay, here's coming up is a fun thing. You know how bunny hopping makes us faster?
If you hit them, yeah.
The shade! It's fine, I got the backup, I got the backup.
Bad, but they're not bad.
Hey, bunny hops are somewhat inconsistent because they're FPS dependent, or at least, you know, you can get consistent bunny hops at higher FPS. So like me, even though I'm pulling like mid-hundreds, that isn't still perfectly consistent. Like, you need around 200, 250 frames per second in order to have them, like, perfectly consistent.
This is the first secret encounter, or actually no it's not. This is the second secret encounter of the game. We saw one before with the Kako demons. There will be 2 of these on most levels that he has to clear out.
Okay. That got scary real quick. So we just do that to skip basically walking after this encounter. So we're just have to do this combat and then we can leave by going on the spear. That's primarily why we do that. It's actually a very flashy trick that saves all of about, you know, depending on how good you B-hop in that between section, about like 5 or 6 seconds.
It looks very fast.
Yeah, it's worth it for style points. There's a few style tricks in this run.
You
know them
wanna
all.
touch on why we came back to do this fight?
Oh yeah, so that we can do that jump and that saves time, what I just did.
Well, I mean, why don't we just go down the spear? Why do we go back and kill all the enemies?
Oh yeah, because 100% requires all weapon points, or what's it called, demonic rating. Or,
Corruption, I think.
yeah, demonic corruption points, and that is a required combat encounter that gives us some corruption, both cleared.
You can see that in the top right. There's 3 bars. The red one is demonic corruption from the regular combat encounters that we'll go through.
I did nothing wrong.
Okay,
Don't worry.
The 3 purple ones are for the Slayer Gate we mentioned very briefly before. There are 6 of those throughout the game, and we'll see them later. And then the last 2 are the 2 secret encounters that he's already completed for this level. So he's gonna have to get all 10 of those bars filled up every level.
Yep. So, if you see me skipping a combat encounter, just know that the enemies in that encounter are not real. I believe that's the first instance of what's called a dash boost.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so dash boosting is when you dash into a slope. it will convert your horizontal dash speed into vertical speed. We use that all the time in the run to skip some sections. Here, I just picked up ammo. I picked up ammo because it refills my chainsaw, and I'm going to be using that in an upcoming combat encounter. And whoop, we can just zoom because of bunny hopping.
That's really fun to do. It's one of my favorite jumps in the game.
As soon as you get the ballista, it is fantastic, the bunny hop. Here's a little quick dash boost. I use the weapon wheel because the weapon wheel slows down time a bit. So when you dash out of there, your dashing is somewhat frame rate dependent. So because I'm still in a bit of slow-mo, I gain a bit more dash, which gives me a bit more speed to clear that gap. Or at least that's how I think it works. I don't know, it doesn't work without the weapon wheel. Or it does work without the weapon wheel, but it's super precise. Here is a Slayer Gate. Basically super hard combat challenge that is completely optional, but this is 100%.
Oh, it's not option.
Yep, not an option for me. Unfortunate for all these fodder demons.
Nope. Each one of these gives 3 combat points, weapon points. And eventually, when we've completed all 6...
what the frick? Slayer Gate skip?
Oh.
that was all skill, all earned.
That was an example of the Revenant heavy demon spawned out of bounds at the edge of the arena and just died because they couldn't get into the arena.
Yeah, so Slayer Gate skip works for people who've played the game. There's another wave in that combat encounter. But what happens is, if you kill all the enemies in the encounter, the clear condition for the encounter is just, hey, all the enemies are dead, you can move on, kick you out of the Slayer Gate. So because all the enemies were dead quick enough, we just got out of there scot-free.
So usually happen. At least not so.
Oh, okay, that was some sick B-hopping. Let's go.
I will mark its location on your HUD.
So yeah.
That's also really fancy.
Yeah, if you get really fancy, you can make it all the way to this encounter. If you get like just the right B-hop.
I've never done that before.
I've gotten it exactly once.
So he just picked up the tower?
Yeah.
Or onslaught, I guess, which he's using to kill. There are 5 heavy demons in this fight, and he just sequenced all of them very quickly.
Yeah, I killed all of them.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
Killed all of them.
Killed all of them, don't worry. And we stand in a precise spot to skip the cutscene opening the portal. So, because we spawned on the portal, we don't have to watch a cutscene of entering. No dash boost. Shame.
Once power has been restored, you'll be able to access the
Yeah, and that's the end of Exultia, second level of the game.
Cool.
That's a pretty good Exultia.
Batteries. I love batteries.
Oh yeah, this is the start of batteries. So yeah, how many hours do you think you've watched batteries be put in?
Too many.
Too many. I hope you like that animation. We're gonna be seeing a lot of that today.
We have unfortunately not found a way to skip the animation.
We're looking for it. If someone finds it, that will be like major and
Skip the favorite cutscene in the whole game. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, you know, putting that battery in, hearing that loud thunk, it's cathartic. Gives us time to talk to chat.
The Repertorium. I love that name.
Okay, this is the Repertorium. This is supposed to be like the practice area where you can come practice your skills and on a bunch of demons, and it updates with demons all throughout the campaign. We don't need practice because we're speed running, and also we kind of played this game a few times.
They force us to come here though. The first time.
Yep, it makes you practice once.
A few runs. How many hours do you have in the game?
I have just over 500 in the game. I know some runners who are really good, like, have way more, and it shows for them. Like my good old buddy James, who's second place in UN 100% right now, has over 1,000. Shoutouts to James. What's it? He found me one day when I was just randomly streaming through my speedrun.com profile, and then was just like, hit up. Pretty cool.
I actually would have assumed you played more.
Oh. I thank you.
I don't know if that's necessarily a thank you thing. That was just my assumption.
I mean, my skill shows that like I should have played more hours. I guess maybe.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume it's positive.
Okay. This level we're introduced to mission challenges. So there are 3 mission challenges we have to complete in addition to everything else.
I was doing a cool jump boost, well, bunny hop chain that we like to call Big Milk Skip.
Because apparently milk sometimes.
Yeah, calcium.
Oh. Yeah, that's actually true.
I mean, I disagree with that move.
Yeah. So we're just doing a dash boost to get to that battery, and you may notice I've already completed a challenge, which was to set 3 demons on fire at the same time, I believe.
I think it's 4.
Is my time.
So yeah, we want to make sure we get that immediately, because we want each time we complete a challenge, we get these prayer suit tokens that we can use to upgrade our equipment, and we want to upgrade our equipment nearly immediately. Now here's a little. Oh, sorry, what was that?
You can
I was gonna ask about the ice bomb.
Oh yeah, we picked up an ice bomb. Ice bomb is exactly how you expect. We use it to freeze enemies. It's really helpful for crowd control and also killing that Hell Knight right in the previous room.
But isn't that only available in this down patch?
No. Ice bomb is available all the time. Oh, I guess that is a good point to talk to. We are currently down patched. We are not playing on the current version. So some strats you see you cannot do. We'll bring them up when, you know, what strats you can do on current patch, what strats you can't. Basically, assume everything can be done on current patch until we say this is a 1.1 exclusive. Okay,
It will be a big surprise.
Yep. A certain boss that everyone loves. Coming forward. Now here's a totally not scary hallway.
I'm just gonna casually walk through it.
Yep. Yep. This is an Ultra Nightmare Runner. A Ruiner. That encounter right there.
Oh, red.
Yep. I wasted an extra life. Here we go. This is the rocket launcher. We're getting into it. So now you're gonna see quick swapping really come into play with the precision bolt and the rocket launcher.
I think it's worth noting that a large number of demons have some kind of weak point. We touched on the Taco demon having grenades in its mouth earlier, and the new Mancubi enemies have their arm cannons. Most things have their head as a weak point. There's just lots of places he'll be aiming specifically for different enemies.
Yeah, so weak points aren't really applicable a lot of times in the run. Usually it's just faster not to target them and then kill them just quickly just by shooting them to death. But it will be used a bit for Cacos, and a bit of some enemies have innate weaknesses, like they take more or less damage from certain guns. We'll also be using that. Oh. Why are you running? Okay. Cool. Making way
Is she
stronger.
running or is she slithering?
I think some people in chat might be thinking that they like the slithering or they don't. It's just a guess. Here we just got lock on burst for the rocket, which is extremely useful. We basically fire 3 shots of the rocket right away. All dealing the damage of a full rocket, unless on certain enemies, but we'll get to that.
So it's at this point in the game, it's one of our highest damage output potential, which you'll really see in this fight in particular.
I think to note, if you see me chainsawing, it's most likely because we have to wait for the next wave to spawn in, so we don't lose any time chainsawing. Okay, I'm gonna have to improvise here. Those rockets all just missed. This is Ultra Nightmare in a nutshell.
Consider this particular part the easiest, but the easiest to mess up also.
Yep. If you mess this up, this encounter is not pretty. Blood Punch? Blood Punch perfectly consistent. Just saying. You see as I meleeed him?
Yeah, it worked 50% of the time. Right?
Yeah, it worked on the second one. That's the average. I didn't think there was a shield soldier behind that wall. That is all my bad.
There was actually 2 of them.
Yeah. It happens. Hey, it's okay. You guys are just gonna see how this fight is supposed to go. Just hold up a second. Yeah, you're gonna see how it's supposed to go.
Oh.
I'm gonna focus real quick here. Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
Okay, I believe in you.
Let's go.
Remember your training.
So let's do it.
It happens sometimes, okay? There's a reason why we reset so often. It's because we die, not because we choose to. It's okay, guys. Cool encounter coming. Believe me.
No, just find the eye popping scissors.
Not gonna make that mistake again.
Those shield soldiers that killed them the other night are actually extremely deadly if you stand too close to them.
Yeah, they have like a full auto shotgun. And, you know, shotgun firing a lot of times at close range is, pretty scary.
Your salvation lies in his destruction.
You may have noticed that I just got a bunch of speed out of that cutscene. That's something called cut speed, or at least I'm going to call it cut speed because that's hilarious. Basically, the game, it conserves your velocity before a cutscene, well, as the cutscene is happening, and then it'll give you that velocity back right at the end of the cutscene. So if, say, I don't know, you're mid-dash while you're in a cutscene, you just keep your dash speed, and you just zoom.
Is there a reason you hated all of the cultists back there?
Oh yeah, there's a secret where if you kill all the cultists, you actually gain full health and armor. There's that little blue orb we picked.
But you could also just be friends with them.
You know, maybe we're the bad guy. Have you ever considered that?
Many times.
I guess we'll see whether or not we're the bad guy. We'll see with a little friendly demon.
Yep, here's known as the Pit. It's not scary whatsoever.
I like calling it the Pit of Death in particular, to make it sound extra not scary.
The Pit of what? Sorry?
The Pit of Death?
Pit of Death. Yeah, you know, it's not scary when you think about it like that. Yep, I did not, like, just have a panic attack there, don't worry.
Gargoyles can also do lots and lots of damage to you.
Oh yeah,
that seems to be a like trait among demons.
Yeah, this game has this great thing called one-hit protection, where if you are brought beneath like 0 health, it'll put you at like 5 health. You know, be like, okay, you still got 1 shot. Gargoyles have a lot of multi-attacks, and one-hit protection can't save you if you are hit 4 times in a row.
In less than a second.
Yep.
Do they have auto?
Yeah. Practically. They have aimbot. You know, I think a computer's behind that.
Is
Here's-
this another? Is this a?
It's another what, sorry?
This is another secret encounter. I guess we didn't really explain the secret encounters entirely. There was a timer at the top of the screen, and some enemies spawned. He has to kill all the enemies within the timer.
Yeah. So it's all about killing them quickly. Most of the timers aren't an issue. There's a few where it could get hairy because we combine those with other strats to like combine 2 encounters into 1, which you'll see a bit later.
Not sure why, but they're comparing you to Kanye West.
I am Kanye, it's true. No, I'm not Kanye West. I'm the Kanye best. Thank you.
Oh my.
You know, I'm
So
better
this-
better than the Kanye rest.
This game also has a multiplayer called Battle Mode, and in it you can play as demons. And this is like the little single-player experience of Battle Mode. You get to be a demon.
Cough cough, play battle mode. Why aren't you playing battle mode? Why isn't anybody playing battle mode? Maybe if we put in the campaign, people will play it.
I believe the demon is called Steve.
Is it
You think
Steve?
that's-
Yeah. Should we
yeah,
spare
it's a
Steve or
Steve.
kill Steve? People in chat, should we spare Steve or kill him?
We have the power. Kill Steve.
But why are you a revenant in this part?
Cause they needed a gimmick for this level.
Part of
He's
the lore.
he's acquiring a super shotgun, where he's like controlling a revenant to get it for him because he can't walk outside.
Yeah, it's true. Doomslayer would get too cold in this area, so the Revenant has to. Okay, I'm seeing 4 murders, so
I'm seeing
sorry.
4
Steve.
murders as well. Yeah, just ignore the people who said no. Kill him. Oh.
Sorry, Steve, you had to go. Here we're gonna get Fat Hot Swapper, which is our next suit upgrade.
What is this?
Yeah, would you like to explain that, Celia?
Hot Swapper? It increases the speed at which you can cycle between your weapons and maybe your weapon mods, I'm not sure, as well. Even if it's not your weapon mods, it is a very big increase in damage output with things like the rocket launcher, precision bolt, and now super shotgun precision bolt as well.
Yeah. So, the Super Shotgun, you may notice, has a grappling hook, because this is in fact a good game. We will use that to close the distance and blast demons in the face. It has the highest single shot damage, you know, of everything except the BFG, which is supposed to be like a purposely overpowered weapon. Oh, here's the dash boost, which is super finicky. And you may notice that you have to do it like 3 or 4 times just to get there.
Sometimes I get that dash boost on the first try and I feel like a genius. The next try I do it like 20 times and I feel really bad.
Yeah, like, I get it, like, you know, the best is where you get it without, like, even going up on the wall. You just dash to it and you somehow, by some miracle... Oh, what? Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. Whiplash didn't get the script.
This secret encounter can get very dangerous very quickly.
I don't want to tell you how many times that took me casually or on my first speedrun. Not good. Just have to wait.
So have you gotten all the secrets from?
Oh, the secrets.
I think there's a secret up until the very end.
Yeah, there's a secret near the very end of this level. I think that's the last one, and there's also the Imperium key that you get from the Slayer Gate as well. That we're close to reaching.
So yeah, we just did some precise combat maneuvering to open up the switch to get to the end, to, you know, exit the combat encounter as we were doing the combat encounter.
It saves some time when you do it properly, and if you mess it up, it makes it take a while
This Hell
longer.
Knight does not like dying.
You may have noticed that there are traps. Big slate plates,
Yeah.
slices.
Yeah, the traps are basically for, you know, you to have more ways to kill the demons because your guns aren't enough. And what we did just there is, I like to call it a yeet hook double jump. Or the yeet hook, or the meat hook from our shotgun, if we connect with an enemy, it refills our jump. So we abuse that in order to just completely skip a platforming section and just hit that trigger to the next area.
In order to knock down that statue, you're meant to like climb all the way up into the rafters and knock down a box so you can go up a booster pad. So it's really convoluted.
Yeah, it's slow. This game needed breaks in the combat, according to developers. Which, I mean, hell yeah. I love the platforming in this is actually something I really like. A lot of people can view this as either a movement game or a combat game, or both. One of the things I really like about it.
I've heard quite a lot of people who don't like the platforming in this game. Who prefer if it was just like a flat room with nothing in it.
And just zombies.
Just zombies.
That didn't get hairy. I don't know what you're talking about. More just killing trigger demons.
This Slayer Gate introduced us to the Prowler, which is like, it looks really similar to the Imp, but it teleports and throws stuff at you.
Don't consider me.
What, sorry?
Is it a fancier version of the imp?
Is it, kinda.
It's technically a heavy demon, but it's weak enough that you can kill it in one super shotgun blast close range. So they're just barely an upgrade from fodder demons.
They also have like issues where they just fall asleep while trying to kill you, and they just stand in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, it's like their AI doesn't kick in or something, and they just sit there waiting for a command to move. Okay. Moving on to our last combat encounter, you may notice I upgraded Super Shotgun. I upgraded Super Shotgun early because it upgraded, turns all enemies, well, when I hook onto something, it puts the enemy on fire. And if we remember the Flame Belch... Why are you running? I know why you're running, but, like, I don't want you to, is what I mean. And we get armor from killing things after we hook onto them, which is very helpful for survivability, especially in Ultra Nightmare.
Definitely one of the better weapon upgrades in casual play. Yeah, I got another power up here, the Overdrive, which both makes him shoot and run really fast, and gives him unlimited ammo on top of that.
The priest has stopped moving.
Ah, nearly got to see it.
Now.
Why, in that spot right there, he was shooting the rocket launcher a whole bunch while he had the power up.
Because, you know, if you have the power up, you might as well spam the most damaging weapon as you have unlimited ammo. Ah. This is Doom Hunter base. They call it the first real level in the speedrun. You know, 40 minutes in.
The first real level when you start with being absolutely sitting.
Yeah, you start actually seeing skips and like speedrun tech. And also we have full access to the meat hook, which really helps.
The Hell Priest's position is stable now, and his guardian is somewhere in the facility ahead.
Alrighty. So we just gotta ride the train into the base.
Should we have a donation?
Yeah, if we got a donation, go ahead.
Fortunately, I don't believe we have received any in a little bit here, but I'll still take a moment to talk about the stack up. It is to help the mental health of veterans through gaming. And of course, you can do exclamation point charity in chat to learn more and donate if you're able to. But of course, if you're not able to, we completely understand just because how the times are nowadays.
Yeah. Get those in, people. You may notice I just got a lot of speed from meat hooking that zombie. And that's because the meat hook accelerates you towards a zombie as you, or any enemy you're on, while it's on you. We will use that to great effect later in the run. If you've seen an any percent or any percent NMG run, you know exactly what's about to happen. And
You call it the yeet hook.
Yeah, the yeet hook, which I think is the best name, which made me glad to be a speedrunner in this community. So to get meat hook mastery, we have to kill enemies that we yeet hook on. So you may notice whenever I have a downtime in combat, I'm just always trying to get that, get a little bit of mastery.
What demons do you have to kill to master that?
Any demon. You can yeet hook onto any demon. We
So
usually choose fodder just because they die in one shot, but there's a few combos where we end them with a super shotgun. I'll always try to yeet hook before I kill those.
You just picked up the auto map, like shows you the level in your dossier if you want to pause the game. Usually we don't pick this up, but it's one of the mission challenges to get it on this level.
Yeah. Another mission challenge I'm going to complete right here is killing 3 deep otter with a grenade. Just we're on our way moving, so might as well just throw a grenade at the bottom. And now we're coming to the best part, where no UN runner has ever died, ever.
Yes, that giant lava thingy that almost killed you doesn't actually do any damage.
No, it's all for show, actually. I took some damage from it, that's a lie.
Yeah, I saw your health go to like 30 of it.
I'm fine. I got hit protect. Hit protection doesn't help you there, just because it's the damage over time. Oh, I guess we forgot to talk about the last room we picked up. We picked up faster glory kills, because if we were doing a glory kill, we want it to be fast. And I just picked up equipment. Equipment fiend recharges like grenades, ice bombs, flame belch, all that stuff faster, provided they died under its influence.
Is the super shotgun meat hook mastery the only one you started doing?
Yeah, that's the only one I actually started at this point.
Okay. You don't master lock-on burst, right?
No,
You
lock-on...
upgraded it?
Yeah, you may notice I upgraded lock-on burst, but I'm not going to master it because lock-on burst mastery requires killing prowlers with it. But if you remember our discussion from before, prowlers are very easy to kill, and they definitely don't deserve 3 rockets worth of ammo to kill. So we try to avoid that because it's a waste of rockets, and it's better spent doing other things.
On top of that, mastery actually is kind of detrimental to the weapon.
Yeah, it basically has it so that while you're firing, you can lock onto 2 enemies at once, and then you can fire them both right after each other. But here's the thing, it's very good for single target damage, but we don't want to be doing it to two things, so it's better to keep it unmastered. Okay, that was a cool little dash boost to get up here. As with some precise platforming, we just get all these collectibles. And we're about to do something which I like to dub the yeet hook.
Duh.
Yeet.
Ooh, I've never done this before.
First try?
First try, let's go.
First try, let's go.
In case you're wondering, that whole thing of zipping around the map saves like... spawn? I was trying to hit a spawn trigger. It saves like 5-6 seconds. Where's the Kako? Oh no. Kako did this. I'm gonna have to do a backup strat. Here, I think this will work. If this doesn't work, well, I can say I tried.
First try would
Backup strat, let's go.
So you're not actually supposed to fly around between the platforms like this.
Wait,
It's
what?
It's not actually the intended gameplay, I think.
I'm the Doomacorn. I have wings.
You're not flying with your wings though, you're flying with the hook that comes out of your gun.
Yeah, so the reason why we gain so much speed from that yeet hook is because the game is programmed that per frame, it speeds you up while the meat hook is attached to an enemy. So if we slow down time, we are essentially on the yeet hook for more frames, which means we go faster.
Much faster.
Yep. Wait till we get to the second to last level, Urdak. It is insane what we do. And here? Now, why did we go back after we, supposedly, yeet hook it to the end of the level? Well, the simple answer is combat rating. We just gotta get weapon points.
You also have to pick up the crystal like that.
Yep.
But that door we just went into to find the secret, that door is not supposed to be unlocked when you get here normally. You normally have to go into the Praetor token.
Are y'all ready for a boss fight? The general goal of this boss fight is to keep the boss staggered as we just deal damage to his sled. Because...
the hoverboard.
So we try to do that because normally his shield would protect him, but if we damage the sled doesn't have a shield. That's why we do
This
that.
is one of the cases where the game puts in a weakness for the enemy and we just completely ignore it.
I just upgrade grenades there to refill grenades so that I have them for the second phase.
In this fight, you'll have seen he can stagger using the heat blast from the plasma rifle, the grenades, or weapon. And
Yeah.
he's used all three.
We do that so that we stay safe during this boss fight. Ooh, and that was a pretty good boss fight.
Who was the boss in that fight?
Boss fight was, believe it or not, the name of the base was called Doom Hunter Base. So we just fought the Doom Hunter. Man, I hope we don't have to see any more of those. Alright, we are going to put in batteries for a few seconds. So if we got any donations or a plug, now would be the time. That'd be good.
Cover?
Your route is kind of different from mine.
Yep. I'm getting, putting in batteries here, because I had to come here and pick up the ballista anyway. I might as well pick up a few upgrades while I'm here. This technically is slower by like a few seconds, but you gain so much survivability that it's kind of worth it to do this. Only people who have played the game for a while and understand it deeply will not do this. Also, you may notice, I fired the ballista and then I turn around and suddenly I'm going fast. The ballista is a gun that has so much recoil that it physically pushes Doom Guy back. So if you fire backwards, turn around, suddenly you are just moving at insane speeds. We will
Is it
use this.
considered recoil if you go backwards?
Well, I always just phrased it that way.
Okay, I thought recoil was like when the gun went upwards when you fired.
I mean, it's an effect of the gun. You know, I'm probably just picking at hairs here.
I don't know. Calling it recoil sounds weird to me.
Okay, it pushes you backward.
Sure, I can accept this.
So, is it story time? Is it story time? I think we got a bit of time for stories. The plot of this game is that they're invading Earth, we have to kill all the Hell Priests so that the invasion stops. We just killed one of them, and now they retaliated by increasing their invasion. So we're now at the Super Gore Nest,
This is the site where the invasion
appropriately named,
all listed on the location on the
trying to stop the invasion from picking up.
but they were eventually driven out by the demons.
You know, so that all of
I
humanity
actually
doesn't
killed
die.
2 of them. The first one just died in like the first 2 minutes of the game, so he's easy to forget.
Yeah. There's 3 total.
So now we're trying to find the third guy and stop Earth from being consumed.
What? Well, this Revenant's spawning late. It's fine. So you see I'm ignoring everything, going straight for the heavy demons, which are the triggered enemies to trigger the next phase of the fight. Also, do not try that at home, taking a super shotgun to a Whiplash's face. They are dangerous. Where are you? I just upgraded Precision Bolt Mastery at the beginning of this level. You master it by getting headshots, and we want to go for headshots because they deal more damage. I'm shooting this Pinky in the face because the challenge for this level is, glory kill Pinkies in 3 different ways. That glory kill setup is literally just shooting them in the face a bunch with your most powerful weapons about 5 times, and he will stagger.
The Pinky we usually kill. It either dies instantly to a blood punch, or instantly-ish to most weapons if you shoot it from behind.
I picked up a mod for...
Name to that demon?
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Is Pinky the actual name to that demon?
Yep.
I believe in the classic Doom, the Pinkies were just called the Demon, and they got given the name Pinky later in the series development.
So cool.
The classic Demon itself.
So, a constant theme on Super Gore Nest is ammo conservation. This level requires a lot of ammo. So we are going to spend as much time as we can just trying to preserve it for the next area.
This is our first buff totem. They're this really fun thing that makes all the enemies kill you instantly.
They kill you faster. So we want to take it out as soon as possible, but of course this being the first area that introduced the buff totem, they have to put it behind a cage so that you can only get it a bit later in the fight.
That's the only buff totem in the game that you can't kill first.
Yeah, there's one in the DLC, but that's a different can of worms. Which is also, fun fact, the DLC use of a buff totem is my favorite buff totem in any game. Well, in this game. So after we just complete that secret encounter, we gotta make sure not to chainsaw, because you notice I'm holding on to 2 blips. I'll get a 3rd blip in this next fight, and that will cause me to chainsaw a heavy demon. I want to always make sure that I can do this strat, or at least attempt it. So picking up quad damage again.
Spring spiders like a main focus in the original game.
I believe the lore for them is, yeah, there's a spider mastermind, which is a boss, and then the spiders are like from the remains of the spider mastermind or something.
Yeah, if you play Doom 2016, the final boss in that game, spoilers, is the Spider Mastermind, which, like, all these arachnotrons come from. These spider demons.
It also has a turret on it. It's just bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to touch on the extra lives at all? I don't.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Extra lives are things exclusive to Nightmare and lower difficulties. If you play on Ultra Nightmare, you will not get extra lives. So no second chances in Ultra Nightmare. I'm picking up extra lives for marathon safety, so I don't die twice in one encounter. That would be stupid.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's already happened.
What are you
don't know
talking
about
about?
that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reactivating the generator will destroy the nest.
So here you're going to see a use of ballista boosting. Ah, come on. And I hit a monkey bar.
Oh no.
Here, you were supposed to get like a toxic suit to avoid toxic damage, but like, you know, it doesn't block that much and it's just faster to get it later. And we'll do the secret encounter, all while taking toxic damage because I believe we'll get it done fast enough. That's what these little toxic symbols are for. They're for... Oh. You're alive. Here.
Is this like a stomach?
It's like, picture a bunch of gore, like, manifested. This is what it is, and this is like, you know, where the demonic corruption is, like, greatest. We can ignore all these demons because they aren't required, and you may notice we ignored a weapon that was held in that box. We ignore it because it's slow to pick it up now, we'll pick it up later. We don't really use it at this point in the run anyways. I just did something very dangerous, and...
You dashed in the direction of a shield soldier?
Yep. Don't want to do that. Rule number 1 when doing this game, do not do that. You will die quick.
I'm unable to open the door to the second terminal at this time. You'll need to find an
It's always funny in this game when you die to one demon after playing for like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, like, you're just doing all along. You're in a somewhat easy level where there isn't risk for, like, combat dying, or at least a lot of it. And then just, it's a random transition zombie that kills you. Oh, there's another buff totem in this arena. That's it. We won't do anything about it. It's faster to just ignore everything completely.
Sometimes I die here from the buff totem gargoyles sneak up on me while I'm picking up the totem and then I just die instantly.
Yeah. This game can be rough and unforgiving sometimes, but 'tis the nature of Ultra Nightmare. And when we're picking up runes here, we don't care about order anymore. So we are just picking anything. In Ultra Nightmare, we'd probably get Last Stand first, which is when you get reduced to 0 hit points, slow-mo will activate, and you will effectively get a brief window of invulnerability in order to, you know, fight your way out and stay alive. I think you're kind of not picking up. Do you want to, like, get closer to the mic or something, or turn down your sensitivity? Sorry.
I think she was saying something about dying in slow motion being very cool.
Yep. Dying with slow motion.
Uh-huh.
Isn't everything cooler with slow motion?
I don't know about that.
Unless it's like some mundane activity, then you're just like, get it over with.
Dying is a mundane activity.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you going to change runes at any point on this run? Like use Dazed and Confused later?
Yeah, I will use Dazed and Confused, which is a rune that increases stagger time. But because we don't glory kill, there's not too much of a reason to get it. I much prefer Equipment Fiends just to have a few strats later in the run. That's the thing with 100%. You watch 100% runner, they will most likely have a completely different route than another 100% runner, because there's a lot of room for freedom and personal preference. And
This air shaft will provide access to the generator's control terminal.
So what's the point of the keys?
the keys open... Get
Doors?
this. Yeah, doors. We have to collect them in order to open doors, and 3 keys apparently opens the door to the heart chamber, which we're supposed to go at. But, you know, we have a Slayer gate we need to talk to first. A few demons in there. That, maybe we have to persuade them with a shotgun. Who knows?
This is our first occurrence of getting to the end of the level and fast traveling back to complete other things
Oh, yeah,
before we
thank you.
finish the level.
Thank you for that. Basically, whenever you complete a level, you unlock fast travel. Because this game did not want you, you know, going back for one collectible you miss in the whole game. Which is pretty nice.
Yeah, I really like that feature.
I wish they had that in Doom 2016.
Yeah, me too. It also gets used on, I think, like 3 or 4 levels to do them faster.
Here I'm just killing fodder until the next wave spawns. Ooh, which is right now. Perfect.
Just then, we saw him blood punch a Pinky to kill it instantly, but he also got hit by the Pinky at the same time, which happens pretty often. So that's like a reason people don't do that necessarily.
Yeah, otherwise the plan is to stagger. And... oh, did not mean to lock that on, but, you know, happy little accidents. We just
You're
completed our...
1/15th of your way done.
Yeah. Dude, like, I'm gonna get lock-on mastery this week. And then we fast travel back just because, it's faster than walking. Like, we will use fast travel abuse in a few levels. Tentacles just blocked me, gosh.
Tentacle.
Didn't even get tentacle blocked in the fun way.
There's a fun way.
Did you wanna explain what is fast travel, besides just, like, does it have any interesting special mechanic besides unlocking at the end?
Besides, sorry, what?
Unlocking at the end. It just has like on every level there's a number of points you can fast travel to.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just teleport there,
Yeah, so yeah, you just...
and you unlock all of them at once.
We will use that a lot in the next level known as Art Complex, which is aka the level where you stop talking to chat, because there is no downtime in like the most of the level.
My favorite level, because the Marauder is there.
Yep, the Marauder
I don't know
there.
what a Marauder is.
What's a Marauder? I don't know, we'll find out in a second. Yeah, if we have any donations, that would be a perfect time to read them.
We did get one $5 donation from Mad Hypnotic saying good luck on the run.
Ah, thank you, Hypnotic. He stops by my stream sometimes. He's a really nice dude.
Of course, all the donations are going to stack up. It is to help the mental health of veterans through gaming. And you can do ! charity in the chat to learn more or donate if you are able to.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so we are collecting collectibles during this time because Vega just runs his mouth for a bit at the beginning, and we might as well spend that time getting collectibles rather than just waiting for the level to spawn.
Vega's the computer, right?
Yeah, Vega is like our AI computer buddy who gives us our mission tasks and helps us transport and stuff. It's cool. He's the best robot character in like any game.
What about another robot we meet on this level?
Yeah, we'll get to the exposition bot later.
Dr. Hayden is just
Okay.
across the complex.
Do you want to talk about death warps? Because I don't think we actually explained what they were, and you did a few back there.
Yeah. 1 second. Death warps are practically, if you fall out of bounds, they'll put you back at like a set point location, and we will use that sometimes to just get to a better position. We use that a few times. Notice?
Sometimes... You can go.
Yeah, I didn't explain this, but Destroyer Blade, we use this mod for the Ballista a lot, because it can clear out a bunch of enemies really quickly, like right there. So you will see us set up for that all the time. Here's an extreme example of only killing the trigger demons. We just killed 3 demons out of that whole room, and we're done.
And how do you know which demons are triggered demons?
There's no other way of knowing rather than memorizing, so you just have to get that in your head for like nearly every encounter. I mean, some encounters you can like brain it because the trigger condition is kill all the enemies.
You took a interesting approach in that last room with the carcass.
Yeah, one of the challenges for this level is we need to kill things by exploding shields. And you explode shields by shooting shields with the plasma rifle. And we will... that's just the easiest room to get it in. It's also the first.
The Ark is no more. Please evacuate immediately.
I think someone I know recently counted that there are 7 carcasses across this entire level, but generally people get it off the first or the second.
Yeah, if not, there's a shield soldier that we can get the rest off later. You had to jump there. I was gonna have this cool, super shotgun shot, and then it just completely just didn't want it. That's how it works. Alright, here will be a weird section where we will kill all the trigger demons. Turns out a lot of the trigger demons are not the heavy demons, but they're actually fodder in this fight. And yes, this is a scary room on Ultra Nightmare. As you can see. Excuse me, I need to get down there, thank you.
What level do you think is the scariest?
Art Complex, without a doubt. Well, as soon as you get past the early game, because early game you just don't have a lot of your equipment, it is definitely Art Complex. This has the hardest Slayer Gate, it also has some of the hardest combat sections.
I've heard that opinion from a few people.
No! Come on. I didn't get it. I just barely didn't have enough height. So you may notice all the enemies are alive, but we progress the combat encounter. That's kind of the point. It takes time killing these enemies. And now here's a Hell Knight who will put me on low health. Don't worry.
Oh, dear.
And now we're introduced to the Tyrant, or also known as the Cyber Mancubus.
Cyber Demon?
Cyber Demon? Oh yeah, Cyber Mancubus
Yeah.
later. I'm getting
I
my...
saw Cyber Monkey this earlier. You just ran past him.
What are you talking about? I didn't see him.
Didn't see him? Okay. Well, I saw him, I think. But yes, the Tyrant is based off the Cyber Demon enemy from the earlier Doom games. And it, along with the Baron, which you just froze, both have resistance to lock-on burst. So you'll see him not using lock-on burst against it as much.
Yeah, I'll mostly just alpha rotation, which is just using our most damaging weapons, and just switch between them on him. Oh, I thought I had Blood Punch. That Blood Punch, we'll just say it's not consistent, right? Say that.
It doesn't work if you don't have it right.
What are you talking? What?
Like, I think it's consistently not working there.
You know, it doesn't work 100% time if you don't have a charge, I will agree. You know, they should really fix that. I think that's a bug.
Okay.
And you feel the blood punch by doing glory kills, right?
Yes. I wanted to fill Blood Punch there in order to Blood Punch on that Doom Hunter, which you may notice was a previous boss, because this game loves doing that, where bosses become regular enemies.
The sled that the Doom Hunter has is a weak spot to Blood Punch.
It's not necessarily a weak spot, rather you can just do damage to it, because his shield only covers his body.
The
I think
sled?
in the codex it says the sled is weak to Blood Punch.
Yeah, so that's a programmed weakness.
The sled? Hoverboard?
The hoverboard.
Yes, the hoverboard. He's the coolest demon around.
One of the suit upgrades I think you've already acquired is, actually I'm blanking on what it's called, but it makes it so enemies that are frozen take more damage.
Yes, and I also have that in combination with suit token that increases the duration of freeze. So therefore,
I know that one's permafrost.
So I do that just to make that Slayer Gate and a few other strats easier.
This is Dr. Elena Richardson.
Has there been any strat that you've used that you can't only use in this down patch?
Not yet. There will be coming towards the midpoint of this level. All this can be done on current patch so far. I believe we haven't come across patch exclusivity content yet.
You did spear skip, which can still be done on the latest patch, but not the way you did it.
Yeah. They just put up another invisible wall, so you just have to go around another invisible wall there.
It's not as nice. It doesn't look as cool.
Yeah, it's unfortunately not that effective. Here is an amazing strat, which I have my jaw dropped when I first saw it. We just did a secret encounter while doing another encounter. That is a common theme of secret encounters.
That was cool.
I'm not sure you finished the shield challenge yet, have you?
Yeah, there's after a combat encounter in the Berserk room, that's when I usually complete it.
Okay.
There's a shield soldier that can get that you can get a tick off easy, and then I'll play it by ear if that doesn't have it.
On the patio?
Yeah. Oh.
This staircase area is one of my favorite parts. It just feels so slow.
Especially when I'm doing it.
I wasn't gonna say, but
Don't worry, I knew what you were thinking. Now you may notice that when I'm killing fodder demons, I'm switching to the Precision Bolt. The reason for that is that I want to get mastery done as soon as possible. But also, Precision Bolt is a hit scan weapon that instantly connects with the target, so therefore it's fast.
I noticed that your flaming hook is mastered now. I didn't notice when it got mastered.
I think it got mastered in the Slayer Gate.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually get it mastered sometime Art Complex, so that's really early, actually.
So now, like he was saying earlier, when you meet hooks onto things, he sets them on fire, and that causes them to drop armor.
Oh.
Say drop armor, do you mean drop armor
That didn't
for
happen,
the Doom
okay.
guy?
Yeah, drop armor for the big guy.
Yeah, I'm tight on ammo in this area, so sometimes that just eventually happens where I'm swapping between all my weapons and realize that, oh frick, none of them have any ammo. Quick, find something that has ammo.
Why are you so angry right now?
I picked up a power-up called Berserk, which basically turns every enemy into an instant glory kill. Now, I know how we said glory kills are slow, but when you can instantly kill any enemy, it's kind of, it kind of is worth it.
Are you sure it's not because it looks cool?
It does look cool, that is true. Oh, also, that was another example of Blood Punch being inconsistent on that pinky.
So this is one
yeah.
of the larger skips in the game, I think.
Yep.
I wanna touch on it.
That was tentacle skip, I want to call it, where they just forgot to put an invisible wall there. So if you precisely ballista boost, you get there. Oh, boss time. That's a boss.
So this is one of the scariest enemies in the game.
Reviewers hate that enemy. I don't see their issue. Sorry, Zodiac, your husband. My bad.
That technique where you throw the ice bomb over his head and he turns his shield around and then you kill him does not work on the latest patch.
Yeah, that is patch 1.1 exclusive, or 1.0 as well.
Is that a hard boss in a casual playthrough?
First time casually, yes. I can't tell you how many times I died there. Speedrun? If you see any DLC runs, they patch that out for the DLC, so you will have to fight the Marauder practically as intended.
I think they also made the Marauder weaker for the DLC though.
They did? Huh,
I think so.
Like, they just changed some behaviors or something?
I think his green eye attack takes longer to connect to you now than it used to. So there's more of a window for you to shoot him.
Okay,
That's just what I heard, it might not be true.
Huh. Well, the more you know. And I believe I have that mastered, the shield destruction challenge done.
Yes, I believe you have it done as well.
So that's usually my mental check of like, that's the last carcass I want to master shield mastery off of, if I need to. So I just have to quickly think over.
Have you completed the Revenant challenge?
I believe, yes, I complete that in the first arena. There's the challenge is disable 4 Revenant cannons, and each Revenant has 2 cannons. So, there's a funny trick that you can do. The Destroyer Blade, when it hits an enemy, it does an insane amount of damage, but it also destroys all of their weak points. So we use that on both Revenants just to guarantee that we won't have to worry about it.
If you're already using the Destroyer Blade to do the fight, it makes it take 0 additional time to do the challenge.
Yeah, if you notice, I kind of tried angling all the enemies into a point where I could get a lot of them. And that's for the reason for it.
Oh, touching on the fast travel thing a little bit again, that Marauder encounter was actually the end of the level. So we skipped the Arc Turret cutscene, which takes a long time to get to the end to unlock fast travel. And now you've gone back to get all of the things that we missed.
Yep. There's this careful thing where if you saw me in the Berserk room, I had to worry about the spawn limit of the level. Spawn limit is that the game can only keep a certain number of demons alive at one time, or else, like, you know, the game just lags a bunch. So, if you reach that spawn limit, no further demons will spawn. I had to kill a few extra demons to make sure that everything else in the rest of the level would spawn effectively. Here's some secret encounter made trivial by the Destroyer Blade. Go to Convention Park.
The Destroyer Blade's pretty strong. It wasn't always considered pretty strong from what I understand.
Yeah, it was considered that Destroyer Blade was just, it made you Toon vulnerable for the longest time. Then there was a runner called Zero Master, who's a really good Doom player. He runs like all the Doom games. You're stuck in the door, sir. I couldn't get past him. Who showed a run, who basically PB'd with using the Destroyer Blade as a strat, and then everyone collectively went, you know what? I'm thinking Destroyer Blade is actually good.
When I first started playing this game, it was kind of late relative to a lot of other people. And I was at the point where, like, some people thought Destroyer Blade was kinda not good, and some people thought it was really good. So I just got on the it's really good train, like, straight away.
Yeah. What's it? I ran it a bit before. What's it? I believe I actually used to master one of the chain guns masteries before that.
Oh dear.
Hold on. Did you hear what we can't do?
The portal is ready.
You know, it'd be funny. Got a hole through the surface of Mars.
You can't do that.
My mission objective says otherwise.
You can't do it. Your mission is doomed.
But why would you want to do that?
intended.
Oh, story time. Are we ready for story time? We just got Samuel Hayden, our least favorite robot in the game, and he just
no.
dumped on us some exposition, telling us that the next Sentinel Priest is on another planet, and the only way to that planet is through a portal in the center of Mars. So, yeah, best game ever. By the way, this is a good wall. There's nothing else to look at here. I really like it.
I thought there was like a base and a gun and a lot of things happening behind you.
I don't know. This wall's pretty nice. Look at, you know, they made a good texture.
I've never actually looked at that wall before, so I guess you're showing me new things.
Yeah, I look at that just so that I can ballista boost as soon as possible.
Seems reasonable, I guess.
I mean, I could just turn around at the last second, but I like annoying chat. A good having, you know, not letting them have a good view.
Some people just like to watch others suffer.
So we are picking up some of our last runes here, and we are on the base to where we have the BFG 10,000, which I believe is firing. I actually don't know.
What does BFG stand for?
Big friendly gun.
Or big friendly giant, depending on the school.
Okay. That didn't
Is there
happen.
an actual name for the gun, or is that just
Not
a
one
name
we can
that's
say at a
there?
marathon. Here, I'm just making sure to kill most of the fodders. Actually, let's get that. And you may notice I'm ignoring that carcass. Oh wait, yeah, I had the chainsaw.
Oh damn.
Okay, whatever. You'll actually get to see me kill Cyber Macubus.
So
I
the
think I missed an
Cyber
ammo
Macubus-
pickup, which is why that was bad.
The Cyber Incubus has a bunch of armor, which one of the effects is you can't break his arm cannon, so you can't survive the Incubus, and he's just a lot stronger. But you can blood punch him to break his armor.
Yeah, and that makes him way easier to deal with, because if you ice bomb him, and then immediately super shotgun and then blood punch, it's just an instant kill. It's like a really quick combo for otherwise tanky enemy. Again, you'll see me doing more things, like small time saves. Like for instance, I'm chainsawing the last enemy in the encounter, so the next encounter's entryway spawns while I am, chainsawing rather than, actually doing something. Because it doesn't matter how fast what you're doing there, because the counter has to spawn.
One of the mission challenges on this level is to break 3 Mickey by arm cannons. So
You
the
guys
first ones will be right
Here's something
here.
funny. I dashed into him, and that broke an arm cannon.
Never seen that before. He also almost killed you.
Almost killed me, almost milled me. It's fine.
Another one called Big Bada Boom is to kill 40 things with the BFG.
So we just unlocked the BFG there, and you see that that cleared a whole encounter.
There's also like a thingy in the surface of Mars, but we're not quite sure what it is. But you can see it in the background there.
Yeah, this has the prettiest backdrop, if you ask me. Well, not the prettiest backdrop, but it's like the most cinematic level.
You love the planetary destruction.
So normally we want to kill the buff totem immediately, but turns out there's a few trigger demons that spawn in while the buff totem's active. So if we kill them, we start the spawn of the next wave as we destroy the buff totem, so it's faster that way. Here's a fun little secret encounter strat.
A fun fact I just learned today that whenever he grabs those pink things, it means there's a secret encounter coming.
Yeah,
Yep.
that is correct.
I did not know that before.
So now we all know.
Also, fun fact, Mars Core is my favorite place because it's the only name I recognize.
Why do you think that is?
Because it's just Mars, and I know what Mars is.
Do you know what Earth is?
Oh, but we don't talk about that level.
And you know what's more important? A planet that gets one level, or one planet that has multiple. Obviously, it's the red one.
Planet that has a big gun in it.
Technically, the gun was on Phobos.
Yeah, gun isn't even on Mars.
And yes, I am a nerd because I know the name of the moon of Mars. Yes, please.
You are a nerd. Do you want to explain why sometimes when you skip cutscenes you flame belch the air?
Yeah, the skip cutscene button and the flame belch button are actually the exact same button. So if you ever see me flame belch for no reason, that's the reason. Ah, come on. I was supposed to, how do I put it? You know, destroyer blade that whiplash.
This doesn't seem like a very practiced encounter. At least the way the encounter unfolded.
Yeah, you know, a lot of it is, when you run Ultra Nightmare, is just going with the flow. If you mess something up, you have to know how to recover.
Yeah. Or you just have to be okay with
or you just gotta
another
fall.
2 hours of your life.
So here's a good yeet hook. Hi, Cacos. Bye,
I don't think I've
Cacos.
ever actually seen that before.
Oh, that yeet hook? Yeah, it's a relatively
Yeah.
old strat. I had to use it as a backup because I ran out of ballista ammo.
Huh.
So the Arbalest Mastery is killing Caco demons with it, so you'll see me doing that. Okay, well I guess not that one. It's fine.
I think that one follows you into this room.
Okay, that'd be great if it did.
Is that the same demon as the other ones we just saw? Or is it different because it has horns?
Oh yeah, that's the Pain Elemental. That didn't happen.
Aren't they the same thing?
Not quite. The Pain Elemental summons Lost Skulls, which it throws at you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what else it does, honestly, besides summoning Lost Skulls. The Caco Demon bites you or, like, spits purple stuff at you.
Yeah, the point of the Pain Elemental is it's supposed to be like a summoner enemy that flies and is very tanky.
Oh, very people to deal with.
Yeah, we have combos that do that, but it doesn't always pan out.
They're the star of one of the mission challenges coming up soon.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun.
It's a lovely mission challenge.
So you may notice I'm ignoring literally everything here. It's because these aren't required counters. So I'm just gonna zoom past all the enemies.
That is the speedrunner way.
Is that really 100% it?
You know, if you don't kill every single demon It's not 100% if you ask me. Oh, here's a return of the Marauder. Hi, Marauder.
Oh. No, Marauder. I miss
Bye,
you.
Marauder.
This is also the introduction to the Maker drone.
Yep.
One of the nicest allies in the game. I'm not sure why they spawn it like with the enemies.
The Maker drones are like angelic drones, supposedly. And that happens when we may or may not visit a certain upper plane known as Heaven. Or,
They
the version
drop
of
a
it.
lot of health and a lot of ammo when you headshot
Yeah.
them.
Maker drones, yeah. Actually, that's
Like
the
full
version.
of both.
They had to, in current patch, they reduced how much they give
Oh,
you.
there.
So they give you less health than ammo. Well, actually, I
That's
think they...
no fun.
So, you may notice I just used the BFG a bunch. But if you pick up an ammo crystal from an upgrade, we refill our BFG ammo, as you can see. So that's the main reason we don't get more ammo early on. Even though we'd be able to kill things a lot faster without, chainsawing everything. We do it just for BFG refills, which overall is faster than getting extra ammo at the beginning in the run.
Times would you say you use the BFG in the whole run?
Use the BFG in a hole?
In the whole run.
Yeah, we use the BFG from now on. We abuse the heck out of it.
I think it's around 20 times.
Really? I never counted before.
I saw someone count like last week. I don't remember who it was. But I think it was close to 20. Critical damage.
Yep. Saving Blood Punch for the Doom Hunter and also BFGing the heck out of that room because we don't want to do encounters, they're slow. One last Heat Hook. And we're out of here.
So cinematic.
Mm-hmm. And now,
Now
Sentinel
And now?
Prime.
Is this where all the Sentinel batteries come from?
Maybe. Have the same adjective, so quite possibly. This is where the last Hell Priest we need to kill is, and in order to do that, we have to do a boss fight. Because we have to kill its guardian.
Yeah.
I lost my direction for a second, don't mind me.
Oh no.
That happens
The
sometimes.
Gladiator.
Because that room's perfectly symmetric, all the columns look the same, so I never know which one I should aim at for the ballista boost. Like, I always get one off. I get it more wrong than I get it right. So yeah, that's basically just picking up collectibles for a bit. If we have any donations, now would be a good time.
Do you want to mention who the angel lady is?
Oh, the Angel Lady, she is the Khan Maker, which is basically Archangel of the Heavens. Because in the Doom Eternal lore, the angels are in cohorts with the demons. Don't ask me why. And here's a boss fight known as the Gladiator. We're supposed to, wait for a counter window, but I'm gonna say no to that. And just take advantage of him being staggered. And also the fact that he doesn't shield from above to kill him. Normally that takes way faster casually. Or excuse, slower. What am I... words, I guess.
Or is it this is a fight which has been changed a lot in the latest patch as well.
Yeah, he takes less rocket and explosive damage on the current patch, so you can't do this at home, unfortunately. Here we use the shield gun in order to get close to him to bait him to hit us, but because we're shielded... Okay.
Learned this strat.
Yeah, I just learned this strat literally today, not gonna lie.
The shield one?
Yep,
Yeah, it's a good strat. I like it.
I like it too.
He can actually hurt you through the shield sometimes. It's kind of really weird.
Yeah, the shield blocks everything except like floor damage if it's originating from the floor. So I guess he has some effect from that.
Someone I know suggested it was it blocks everything except like stuff that's inside you, like cybermink acid or like his chains will go inside your shield or something.
Yeah, I guess a lot of the floor effects are like, you know, inside the shield, so that makes sense.
Do you know if the shield blocks Archvile fire?
It doesn't block it if it's from like,
Okay.
if it's spurting from beneath it.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Now, because we've messed with the Con Maker so much, she decided to send demons into our fort, which we must fight off.
She decided to send about 16 fire demons too.
Yep.
Lost in our sleep.
We were so scared. Like, she nearly got us in our home base. How could she?
Invasion of privacy.
Exactly. Now here comes a very unpopular opinion. This is actually my favorite level in the speedrun. Taurus Nabad.
Nabad.
Taurus, also known as Taurus I'm Bad, Tartarus Kebab,
Taurus Nabad.
Hell on Earth 2, it goes by a lot of names in the speedrunning community. We are going to spend this time zipping about the area, and yeah, we're trying to, basically the Con Maker was just like, you've just killed all the health priests, I'm gonna resort to our last resort. So that means we have to resort to our last resort, which is held deep in the city. Because we used to live here in the lore. I read the codex. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I didn't mean to switch there.
You think that any of the modders will ever hurt you?
Any of
Or
them
are they like friendly butterflies?
You know, I'm not going to give them the opportunity to try. If you do everything effectively in the speedrun, you will actually not have to fight a single marauder casually. Now here's another example of combining a secret encounter with a regular encounter. And also, we just did a cutscene skip on top of it. Now where the Archvile spawns here is random. And we got bad RNG, let's go.
The bad because they spawn in bad places.
Yeah, that's the worst spot because it's right on top of the secret encounter. And it's just slow to deal with it. Oh, we got the Flaming Torch Imp right there. Or Gargoyle right there.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's
I've
a little...
never seen that before, I think.
Yeah, that's a little glitch that can happen if the Archvile is spawning something as it's killed. It'll keep in that little fire stance. And just stay spawned in, but we don't have to kill it because it's not required because, you know, an Archvile spawned it in.
What is an Archvile?
Oh, Archviles are practically like little summoner dudes.
It's
That...
the
Little.
ugliest demon in this whole entire game.
Yeah, it's because it looks human, but not quite human enough, you know?
Does not look human.
I feel really bad for the Archviles. Like whenever you glory kill them, they look so scared and alone.
Yep.
I don't want to hurt them.
But unfortunately, violence is the answer, at least in Doom Eternal.
But it still hurts me on the inside.
We don't feel good about killing them, okay? But we have to. You know, rip and tear until it's done, blah blah blah. Whatever King Novik said at the beginning, I never heard it that phrase before, so it's kind of fleeting. Alright. A challenge in this Tartarus Nabad is glory killing pain elementals. So we will glory kill them. The simple glory kill setup is 3 ballista shots directly to the body. And yeah. We also have a few backup ones in case that doesn't work. You may notice if BFG completely trivializes some encounter, get used to it. We will see a bunch of that.
Going a little bit further off what you just said, specifically 3 different glory kills, kind of like the Pinky challenge on the earlier level.
Oh, also, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm shooting through, completely ignoring water puzzles. Because water puzzles are slow, and the precision bolt is a hit scan weapon. So for some reason, when a hit scan weapon interacts with a water surface, it'll just shoot, forever. So that's why we can just shoot through that wall, because we had the water surface.
Just mastered precision bolt, so now your headshots do a little AoE explosion thingy, and they also sound different.
Yeah, so we get that. That's actually really good, because I'm gonna master micro missile. We'll start mastering micro missiles. So, which is the other precision bolt mod, and it's very difficult to swap between them, trying to master them both. Where's this last enemy? Why are you... That happens. Reminds me, did I upgrade those? I don't think I upgraded them.
Did you know that you can actually despawn the secret encounter?
You can?
Yeah. You're not allowed to, which I don't think we've talked about. You're not allowed to despawn the trash combat encounters. But if you just run the way you're supposed to exit, go and climb up the climbable walls that we'll see in a second, the secret encounter despawns behind you.
And you get secret encounter combat rating from that?
I believe so, yes.
Ooh, that's cool, unrestricted strat. Well, unrestricted strat. Okay, so coming up here is another precise trick, really. Well, by precise I mean finicky. And we will pull this thing out of this demon, don't worry about it. It will only come back to life, but we won't be here, so it doesn't matter. After chainsawing that, and firing a BFG in a precise spot... Oh! Frick! That was good! There was a Marauder right there, just so you know.
You want to explain why you looked at the ground?
Yeah, looking at the ground increases your FPS, so the enemies spawn in a bit faster. So that Marauder, you know, would still spawn within BFG range. So that it takes damage as it's spawning in.
I think, but I may be wrong, that like the BFG damage is also based a bit on your FPS? The more
not...
frames, the more it ticks, no?
Yeah, actually not in Doom Eternal, but in 2016 it behaved that way. Okay. If you look in the game files, which this game has a great community that literally digs through the game files to find out damage values for everything, it's not a... It does constant damage per second. It's actually not FPS dependent like a lot of stuff in this game.
Okay.
And I would love to do a strat here, but I ran out of ballista ammo, so I have to use the casual way. That's sad. Yeah, I see some people in chat saying how we look at ground when doing bunny hops. Yes. It's the same concept for increasing FPS so that our bunny hops become more consistent. Because they're consistent at higher frame FPS.
Do you want to explain the cool trick you could have done there?
Yeah, normally what you can do is you can ignore trying to get those like little platforms that shoot you up. Those boost pads, you can completely ignore them with a properly timed ballista boost. But I didn't have enough ballista ammo, so I couldn't ballista boost. It's unfortunate. It saves, I want to say like 5-ish seconds, maybe more.
It's the start of the falling secrets.
Yep, everyone loves those casually.
Back there, you fell down a big column, and then there's 2 paths out of it, and you're supposed to go down the right path to eventually unlock the left path. But because he could shoot through the water there, he unlocked the left path straight away and skipped the right path entirely.
So finally, the whole point of being to Tartarus Kebab was set by We Got the Crucible, which we will promptly use a few times.
It's a pretty good thingy. It's a sword,
Yeah, it's
so it goes fight. It one-shots everything in the game except for bosses and hunters, I guess.
I was about to ask what it was.
It's
Yeah,
the
so-
Phantom's sword.
Yeah.
using it on a boss is easy mode. Well, on like, you know, like that big Baron of Hell that I just sliced in half is easy mode. But the real difficulty comes in routing on when do you want to use it. A lot of routing went into, you know, basically what's the best demon to kill at this point.
Does it also use ammo? Is that one?
Yeah, yeah, it has its own ammo. So we have to pick them up, you know, scattered across the map, kind of like that.
Like the chainsaw, it has 3 charges. You can see in the bottom right, but it doesn't refill automatically like the chainsaw does.
Yeah, and this is a point that we kind of ignored earlier, but there are these third category of demons called Ultra Demons, which basically means you cannot 3-pip chainsaw them, but you can crucible them.
We also we didn't really touch on skipping this place. We just came back to you to get the collectibles. Normally there's meant to be an encounter there, which is not required. And if we skip and come back, the encounter just doesn't appear.
Yeah, I was elated from killing that Marauder with like a BFG in one shot, so like I kind of skipped over that, but yeah, that's just not a required combat encounter.
Yeah, we went to the end of the level, we backtracked to that place called Skyline, and now are backtracking to the Slayer Gate as well. Because now we have our fancy sword, which makes the Slayer Gate much faster.
Yeah, a Tyrant spawns in, which if you remember Arc Complex Slayer Gate, I had to deal with 2 of them. And turns out, instantly killing them rather than shooting them 50 times in the face is actually way faster.
He also collected ammo pickup from that crystal in Skyline just before this gate to refill the BFG ammo so that he could have done those 2 BFG shots to kill the like middle waves of heavy demons.
Yeah, so therefore, you know, we can just use BFG in more encounters as we been over. And now that we got everything, we can be out of here. Oh, I need to grab one of these before I go. And bam.
Bam. We're mostly done.
Yeah, this is the last time we'll be visiting the Fortress of Doom, I know. So we get to watch batteries being put in for one last time.
I know the batteries.
Yep, so I believe I've added this up before. It's just over a minute, or I believe a minute 30 seconds. That's the time we spend putting in batteries. Like, if they added an option to skip this cutscene in future patches, that will allow, that'd probably, you know, almost be enough to swap over to current path. So, we are just going to be putting in batteries for the next little bit, so if we got any donations, that would be really nice. Or maybe plug in the charity.
Yeah, just give me 1 second here.
Yeah, sure thing. We got plenty of time putting in these batteries.
Doesn't look like there is any new ones again, but of course, instead take the time to shout out the charity Stack Up is to help the mental health of veterans through gaming. And of course, you can learn more about it and donate by doing exclamation point charity in the chat. And of course, don't feel obligated to donate if you aren't able to.
Yeah, all for a good cause, people. Now, this weapon that we're getting right here is, quote...
The best weapon in the game.
Its power is staggering, according to one Samuel Hayden.
Did you forget one of the crystals?
Didn't, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I got one of them earlier, which is why I
Uh-huh.
didn't pick it up. 'Cause
I
I'm in-
just didn't notice you go down there at all.
Yeah. What's it? I get 3 of those rooms after before Super Gore Nest, and the rest of them. Most people just prefer to get 4 of them at the end, but the way how I route my tokens, it's actually way better for me to get that early, just so that I can fully upgrade a lot of Ice Bomb.
So the tower we just went to outside the Fortress of Doom has a skin that we just unlocked. Those are not tracked for 100%. There are 3 of them in the base. We won't be getting the other 2, but there is a secret underneath the tower which is tracked.
Actually, I believe the suit is required for 100% because there's a codex entry tied to suits.
Is it in the tutorials?
Maybe.
Codexes?
It might be
I'm
in the
not
tutorial.
sure. I wasn't under the impression the tutorial codex entries mattered.
Yeah.
But
Necrovol. So now that we have everything in our kit, we are in like a final hurrah to the end. So we are just going to go straight combat for the next approximately 4 levels. Actually, exactly 4 levels. Why am I saying approximately here? Oh, also, you can dash up this wall. Kind of similar to how you could jump up that previous wall in Exultia. Some walls you can just dash up, no problem.
it is a little trippy.
Okay, so to master shield mastery, we have to deal a lot of damage while the shield is open. So we just take this time with quad damage and just go ham and master, almost get it mastered. There you are. Frick. Try to get micro missiles mastery there as well. We gotta farm that during downtime in here. Micro missiles mastery is sticking 3 enemies with 3 different enemies with micro missiles. So we will try to do that whenever there's a downtime in combat.
The same barrage of micro missiles, specifically.
Yeah, exactly. So here we're gonna use our newfound principle on a new friend.
An old friend.
Oh yeah, I guess an old friend. That one specifically is new.
That's true. So one of the challenges on this level, which popped up, is die by the sword, where he has to kill 2 things using the crucible. So that was the first kill.
Yep. So
Killing 2. Or, there you go.
Yeah, this is basically an auto scroller. Just in case we actually didn't get the glitch version, but if we stick our head up, we're out of the cage. Fun little thing. Okay, you're saying?
2 sword kills might not seem like a lot based on the end of last level, where there was like 20 sword charges, but it's actually not like that in the rest of the game, outside of that one particular arena.
Yeah, it's a lot like BFG ammo, where ammo is scarce. This is Kalibas. He has a big brain.
He also is sightless, and he's here to judge you.
Yeah, he's got a big brain, I'm pretty sure, from all the Rick and Morty's he's watched.
Oh my.
Explains why also he's in the pits of hell. This, that pain elemental is not scary, not whatsoever.
That's a really fun mini boss.
Yeah, it's a mini boss that you just have to Arbalest shot and then hit with a rocket, and then bam, you're done.
Another challenge is kill 8 demons using some of these traps that you'll encounter. I think there's 3 different crusher machines, which you finished using the first time.
Yeah, we want to get those right away because the third one is located right in the middle of a combat encounter, and that's just very awkward to get. Especially because you're trying to do combat. Now here, we just did a secret, and it's actually faster to backtrack and then come up here.
you finished mastering Destroyer Blade?
No.
Oh, okay.
That usually gets mastered right at the end. Oh wait.
I guess perhaps we should talk a little bit about weapon masteries.
Oh, for Destroyer Blade, it's killing multiple enemies. I believe at least 3 with
I
one
mean,
Destroyer Blade.
for completion. So there are 13
yeah.
weapon masteries in this game, and you acquire. He's already acquired some. They're called mastery tokens. You acquire 7 of them throughout the game, and you can use them to skip a mastery challenge, basically. So to get 100%, you need to do 6 of the challenges yourself, and use 7 mastery tokens to the other ones. So you don't have to do every weapon challenge.
Yeah, there's some people who view that as cheating or not as fun, so they run it without using mastery tokens. You want to get more, well, I guess that's basically it, but anything you want to add?
No, it's cheating and not fun. That's totally the reason.
Exactly. You heard it from the Natural Masteries person.
Yeah, I have a Natural Mastery world record.
Yeah, Ultra Nightmare too, I believe, right?
Yeah. My time's slower than all after case, but equally nightmare. I might try to beat this time one day.
Yeah.
It's Natural Masteries is a fun category because you get to do all of the weapon masteries for the weapon mods you haven't even seen yet in this run because they aren't good.
Yeah. Tell somebody use Microwave Beam, and you'll understand why. Some people don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So while we have time here, I'm trying to master Micro Missiles Mastery as fast as possible. So like while I was waiting for that Baron to come in.
What's your favorite enemy in the game?
Favorite enemy? Let's start with the enemy I hate the most. Because I feel like that kind of
I'm not sure
justifies it.
that's what favorite means, but continue.
I feel like in order to explain my favorite, I have to explain what my least favorite is. My least favorite is totally the Carcass. His shields are just annoying. Oh, frick, wait. I forgot to do the rune equip, which I normally do at this point, but I was trying to think what my favorite enemy was.
I've got you.
Yep.
So one of the challenges on this level is Glory killing one of the Team Hunters from the left side. There's a couple more similar on the next level.
Yep, in Hector Vault.
Yeah, this is this level and the next level collectively are levels that are reasonably disliked for the Glory kill challenges. Partially because you don't agree.
I have to do glory kill. They're horrible because of glory kill challenges.
Yeah.
I mean they're not bad, but
I don't think they're bad either, but some people don't like it.
yeah, I don't like them too much. But it's like they're neutral at best. The ones in Necrobolt 2 are way worse.
Yeah. So on that level, you have 2 Demon Hunters on the entire level. You have to glory kill one of them a specific way. On this level, you have 1 Archvile and 1 Tyrant. You have to glory kill them a specific way. You also have to get 5 Blood Punch kills of at least 2 enemies. So you'll see him doing, just now he was doing a very particular kind of setup at the beginning to glory kill the spotter demon.
Yeah,
Blood
ideally you would get all 5 blood punches there. Don't worry, that's fine. But I ran into a few stutters there, which caused me to only get 3, which is fine. There's plenty of opportunities to do that later in the level. I'm gonna get behind on Arbalest Mastery. I'm just gonna have to be careful with all. Is none of that hitting? So I glory killed there to charge Blood Punch because that's a really easy Blood Punch spot. Now we pick up our last ammo crystal so that we can use BFG in the next encounters.
You have a saving throw on, by the way, not basic confused. That's what you want.
I misclicked. Okay, hold on. There we are. Okay, come on. I didn't kill enough
This
gargoyles.
is the only time in the game we'll be using the Unmaker. It shares ammo with the BFG. So generally using the BFG is much better, but here we get infinite ammo.
Yeah, we would use the Unmaker a lot more because it is powerful, but the BFG outclasses it in every regard.
And for some reason, the infinite ammo doesn't give you infinite BFG shots, but it does give you infinite Unmaker shots.
I mean, could you imagine infinite BFG shots? That would be insane.
Yeah, I would enjoy that. I've played the game on cheat mode before.
Yep, I've done that too, just for trying to get to a spawning level I want to practice. So I just BFG everything until I get to that encounter. So yeah, I believe we were talking about favorite demons. I gotta say my favorite, casually, is probably the Marauder. Like, people don't like its whole counter window. I love that mechanic.
Interesting.
Here we need to get a glory kill on our Archvile. So we set that up. And then immediately get a Marauder.
My favorite one, but for a different reason.
Mm-hmm. Let me guess, you really like the shield, right?
It doesn't have a shield. I don't know what you mean.
Oh yeah, it's true. At least its shield doesn't do anything.
Do you mean like the hoverboard that it's holding?
The hover.
Like, you watch Lord of the Rings, right? Like Legolas riding down on the hoverboard?
Yeah, you know, just like Lord of the Rings.
Uh-huh. He has an axe. He has a hoverboard. What more could you ask for?
A bow and arrow. There needs to
He
be an
throws energy thingies.
Needs to be an enemy with a bow and an arrow, and then when are they gonna give Doom Guy a bow and arrow?
I don't know.
Probably never. Likes its guns too much.
But I mean, a bow and arrow is just primordial gun, is it not?
Not really, no.
Dang. Okay, I was trying to be philosophical. That didn't work.
We're getting a huge amount of exposition here about the story of the game.
Yep. In case you're wondering, there's a reason why we say Samuel Hayden just is an exposition bot. Because of this. He, during this whole mission, just as you're transferring between arenas, just keeps typing exposition about how Argent Energy is like the best energy source in the world. And how the makers needed to live or something, and that's why they're killing Earth.
All of the next level as well, actually.
Something about what may or may not be the icon of sin, and how it may or may not be on Earth. How it may or may
I
not be.
don't know what that is.
Yeah. Icon of Sin is the final boss, aka the Con Maker's ultimate weapon. And she's trying to awaken it, so we're trying to get to her to stop the awakening. But based on how it's based on how we said the final boss is, you can imagine that's not gonna happen. At least.
So is the icon of sin the con maker?
I wish. I like the comic here a lot.
Yeah,
Oh dear.
sometimes that happens where like the tyrant just doesn't stagger.
Uh-huh. So he needs to get a back glory kill on this tyrant.
Yeah.
On
Is
Ultra
100%.
Nightmare, that would have been a run over just now.
Oh, I missed a precision bolt. I'm bad. Yeah. So there's only one tyrant in this level, so if you missed it, you're done. You've tried. GG. No 100% for you.
It's stressful. I don't like this level.
I don't like specifically that tyrant glory kill. Otherwise than that, I think it's fine.
As somebody who doesn't play the game, I think it looks cool and easy.
I think it looks cool and easy too. It's just not fun. It doesn't feel good.
Yep. Because you're just climbing up a whole tower at the time.
It's just scary. Like, I don't want to play for 2 hours and then lose the run because I pushed the button like half a second at the wrong time.
Hold on, do I have everything? I do. I just did a cutscene skip by hitting that chain and then dashing to the left to immediately get into the cutscenes trigger.
Urdak? Let's go.
Urdak? My best level? Don't quote me on this.
It's his best
Totally.
level, so we'll see what's gonna happen.
Totally gonna have to practice it.
Totally did not practice it for a few hours today. Nope.
So this level has a lot of like different islands, kind of, and you navigate between them with these rings that give you a big speed boost. And we'll be using that speed boost from the rings to navigate in ways it doesn't intend for us to navigate.
Yeah, like right there.
Nice.
Right there, if you dash immediately after a ring, you take all that speed and you can change direction.
It's the yeet hook a lot here too.
Yeah, you will see some great uses of Yeet Hook later on.
This level is really fun. It has the most content of every level in the game. I think is something I can say.
Like, visually, I want to say this is my favorite level.
So because it looks pretty.
Practically. It looks really pretty. Also, the music is pretty good. Man, I am not getting mastery. I'm
I
going to
wouldn't
have
know
a farm
about
for
the
that.
music. All I hear is remixes and EDM all the time.
Yep. Fun fact, I play music on stream, so I never listen to the soundtrack. The soundtrack's amazing, but when you played it for 500 hours, it kind of gets boring.
I know that feeling. I think like at least half of my runs are invalid because of the MCA music.
What's it?
It's alive.
Yeah, I just try to have music on in the background just to keep me sane and, you know, untilted, because this game does do that a lot. It's a fun
I don't know
game.
what you're talking about.
Here's a cool little strat. Oh, that didn't happen.
Okay.
Supposed to be a glory punch.
I was
Just
supposed to
punch.
destroyer blade them, not the floor.
It's okay, that wouldn't happen on your best level.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, that's just the one part of my best level. You know what? One small thing is really what I'm going to mess up. I'm not going to mess up anything that could potentially soft lock the game if we fail it. No, none of that in this level.
Not
Okay,
so
I'll
good.
keep that in mind. The goal of this level, kind of, you can see in the top right that there's the normal combat encounters and there's secret encounters. Finish all the Slayer grades. There's also a boss, the Cutmaker, and we're trying to align 3 rings that will get us back to Earth, and then fight the Cutmaker, except we don't actually have to align one of the rings.
Yeah, we can do a skip for one of the rings, and the condition for having the portal spawn is actually having the final 2 rings, because they didn't think that you'd be able to skip the first one.
The first ring's just a placebo.
Oh yeah, also, that's
Placebo.
fastest encounter in the game, what we just did. Literally the only thing you have to kill is the Baron of Health. So we just crucible him, and then immediately go through the door that he opens.
So there's that big purple and the blue rings around here. Those are what we're going to get later.
Oh crud. I'm gonna have to do something that no speedrunner has done before. I accidentally had Ice Bomb equipped when I meant to have Grenade equipped. And there's somebody coming up here.
Oh no.
Come at me, bro.
So this is what fighting a Marauder is supposed to look like. Like they attack you and you shoot them?
Yep. So that's how you deal with a Marauder in a speedrun sense if you can't do that Ice Bomb trick. Now, in order to do this next trick, I'm going to need a volunteer.
No, thank you.
Zodiac does it.
This Mecha Zombie will work well.
Are you calling Zodiac a zombie?
Stop. I barely messed it up. It's okay.
Oh, no.
You know, it's because he called me a zombie.
I said no such thing. I just want to be on the record.
It doesn't like it when you insult me.
Is that blue ring that you're trying to go through the one that we aligned first?
Yes, and by doing this
Okay.
yeet hook, we skipped the alignment, which is a long cutscene. So even me failing it a couple times is faster than doing it. I hope you like yeet hooks, because we got another one.
Are the rings fixed in the current patch, or are they still?
I believe
this
you can
is
still do this in latest patch. And I got a lot of height off that. You don't usually want height, because then you have to fall a big distance, but you know what? It works.
I'm not actually sure you can do that in that patch. I think I tried testing it at one point. But I also don't regularly do that, so I might just not have done it right.
Now, we are going to do a super precise thing, because you may notice there was an encounter over there. But with a precise BFG, we can send our BFG from this encounter all the way to that encounter, effectively taking one BFG, solving 2 encounters.
I don't think that's how the expression goes.
2 encounters with 1 BFG. Damn.
That's a little better.
I don't know what I said. I was just kind of talking, hoping it would make sense at the end.
Yeah. So now we're aligning our first second ring.
Mm-hmm.
You can see where the other one was supposed to be.
Rip. We didn't want to have to watch a cutscene like that.
Wait, does that mean that this is the end of the level?
Not yet. He still has to align a ring and do a boss fight.
Yeah, if you see over here, there's no enemies because we killed them already. I have enough
Let's
rockets
see.
here.
We
Alright.
also...
Here's a fancy strat. Here, I'm gonna go silent for a sec because I gotta concentrate.
Okay, he's gonna try doing some fancy things. You noticed a little bit further back that that platform had 2 exits off of it. There was one to the left that he didn't go down, because he already cleared that route with his meat hook and the BFG he did before. Right here, he is killing specifically the heavy trigger enemies to get the fight almost complete, and then he's going to go forward to the 3rd ring location.
So we use that Kako to get there. I went on the orange ring for safety. Normally you can make it without it, but it's kind of precise, and it's easier to go for that rather than, you know, fall off the ledge and not do the strat. So, rings are fully aligned. Listen to Samuel Hayden. But
You
Raitro,
can see the first ring there.
but
The
Raitro,
placebo ring.
you have an encounter that you didn't kill all the enemies in. Don't worry, we'll be back there. Okay, I need to farm micro missiles for a second because I am very low on it. I'm comfortable with 9. I can get 6 in Final Sin.
I get 15 in Final Sin. That's lots of fun. So now then, on the theme of level, continuing, we come back here using the jump pad, or the ring, I mean, the booster ring that we're not supposed to use to get here. But we break off from the route we're meant to take to come back here to finish killing off the enemies that are tracked for the combat encounter.
I didn't have enough ammo, but with one precise shot. And we are done with that encounter. As you can see, because the literal levels despawned there. Oh, come on.
Now we're up to the biggest spook in the game, the giant water monster.
Yeah, when I did this casually, I'm just like, I don't want to go in there. Is it gonna come alive?
And also the third boss of the game, the Conmaker, who I think most people consider the easiest boss.
What's it? I died so much casually, but the boss by itself is pretty easy in the speedrun because of a few strats we got. Oh, I got the Sword Blade Master. That's faster than usual.
I guess I missed that he's gonna fast travel back here for one combat encounter and one secret encounter we skipped earlier.
So in case you're wondering, that whole thing where we saved the meat hook, that saves no time. That's all for swags, but it's worth it.
Is it really worth it, even when you fail it?
Yep, always worth it.
So this boss fight, she has 6 health bars. She like flies around and does her various things. And you're supposed to weaken her enough that you can blood punch her after lowering her shields, and then like while she's recharging you can go and get ammo refills from the Make Your drones that are around the combat arena. And with the damage output that we do from the speedrunning route, she doesn't really get to do anything. So you just like punch her 6 times.
Yeah, turns out 2 lock-ons is enough to stagger her out of the phase, so it's easily cheesed by using lock-on.
You can see how like at this point all of the ground basically is all fiery, and you can only stand on a few of the platforms safely.
Yeah, Doom Eternal version of the floor is hot lava.
Sin, let's go.
Final Sin, this last level. The icon of Sin is on Earth, and the stronger it became. That's why we came here fast.
Did we come here fast though?
Maybe.
Okay.
So, we kill all the fodder here, because fodder, the trigger for the next wave is just killing a certain amount of demons, so we kill all the fodder. Then we BFG to basically take out most of the encounter, including a Baron, which spawns off the ledge. But by hitting it with the BFG, we effectively hit it so that it staggers in the air, so then it just falls off the ledge.
This level has a lot of examples of fights that are pretty difficult in casual play, but if you know like a sequence of how to use your super weapons and how to kill the trigger enemies, become pretty simple.
Okay, so once we have that encounter, I don't want to tell you how long that counter took casually. Do another yeet hook.
So, just for summarizing, how are your masteries going? You almost have Micro Missile done.
I think Micro Missile is my last one.
The last one? You have Arbos too, right?
No, I don't. I'm going to have to avoid a few BFG strats just to get a Kako Demon. I think I'm at like 17. Worst case scenario.
Is your energy shield finished?
Yes, yes it is. I finished that in Urdak. That was close. Now here's a strat. That if you don't do, you are considered a wuss.
I don't do this. Thank
Wow.
you.
Normally the safer strat is to kill the buff totem, but turns out you can just ignore it, all of it. And that's what I did. Normally at the end of an Ultra Nightmare run, you don't want to die just because you did not kill a buff totem. So most people do that, but I'm a madman.
I just haven't learned it yet. I'm still new.
Oh, I need more mastery. I could probably get it in between waves. Okay.
You missed the sword pickup.
I did. Frick.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oops.
Well,
It's a
we'll
good
do
thing
it
there
live.
aren't 3 pirates in this fight.
Good thing there isn't
Prepared
3
sword
tyrants.
charge.
We're still at 100% pace, right?
Yes.
Alright.
Nothing's scuffed yet. Okay, hold on. I need ammo anyway. There we are. We have that done.
Just need a couple more micro missiles. Was that it?
Yeah, micro missile switch. I should be able to do that during this encounter up here. BFG.
So this is the last combat encounter in the game.
Yeah, the last required combat encounter.
It becomes pretty simplified after you kill everything in the shot. Oh, that end just Mr. President again.
Yeah.
Was that an intro then?
Might have
Maybe.
been a gargoyle, actually, I'm not sure.
Oh wait, hold on. I need to get Micro Missiles Mastery. I should do that right now. I don't want to get it in Final Sin.
Icon of Sin. You're in Final Sin.
Oh, Icon of...
Words. I often make the same mistake.
They're just... Are you all running away?
You're scared. You
Okay.
have guns.
Unicorn is scary.
Okay. Well, we're getting an Icon Sin because I am frustrated now.
Okay.
So we'll just do that. Here's the one last... Supposedly one last
think
eclipse.
this is...
Is the plant gonna stop you? Yeah, the plant stopped you.
Plant, stop me. Plant is my art. You know what? Here, come over here.
Yep.
I think this
there
is
you
one
go.
of the coolest emotes in the game.
When it's done right.
Yep.
It's done right.
Whatever, I'll take this one. Unfortunately, I didn't get the cool one, but I got the good enough one.
You can go all of the way to the end level, basically, if you get that emote correctly. With the right FPS as well, I think.
Oh, by the way, you know how you can dash up walls? Okay, let's master everything except Micro Missile.
So now he's using all of the weapon points to upgrade all the stuff he hasn't upgraded, and he's also using the 7 mastery tokens we talked about briefly before to master the things that he hasn't been working on throughout the game.
Okay, suits. You may notice how I haven't upgraded anything else in the suit after Art Complex. It's because it's really not needed, at least in my experience. Okay.
Final boss?
Final boss. The whole goal of the final boss is that... Hold on.
Shoot the arms.
Yeah, we shoot all the limbs. So that...
Go.
Yeah, we shoot all the limbs so that it breaks. And it's effectively an auto-scroller because you have to wait for all the limb-breaking animations to continue. So...
Does he only get the breaking animation off of his limb? I thought it was just any piece of his armor.
He gets a breaking animation from all the pieces of armor.
Okay.
Okay, I got it. Okay. I got Micro Missiles Mastery, so I'm good. Now I'm just gonna collect health, ammo, and chainsaw fuel while he's finishing his breaking animations.
So this is a two-phase boss fight. The first phase, we just broke apart his armor, which has all of the breaking animations, and then the second phase, we fight him with no armor, where he no longer has armor breaking animation.
Alright, and here we're going to do some cool stuff. You can crucible the body limbs. Fun fact.
Swipe me with your sword.
So one BFG takes out a limb, so we use all the BFG to do that.
You go for the second sword swipe.
Yep.
Spicy.
And we have all the limbs done. We just have to wait for him to finish his fighting animations, and that's game.
Is this a PB?
Go. So you see here, I'm just messing around while he's finishing.
You can actually die in between killing the boss.
And there we
It
go.
was really fun.
Like a PB?
My Nightmare run that was a 24 was scuffed, so I think this is technically a PB if we don't scuff it. We gotta check the codex at the end. Ah man, I got the glitch where you can't skip the cutscene.
Oh no. We're forced to look at the Demon.
So we'll do this just, you know. You're gonna see the Doomicorn in all its glory after doing the most badass thing of killing the icon of sin that was destroying all of Earth. And look at that. Doesn't that just fit in this game?
The unicorn or the death? Because they both do.
All of the above. You look at the sparkles. And now he's just walking away.
I hate the teeth on that skin.
The teeth make it, if you ask
And
me.
you will be their savior. Your strength will be their shield, and your will their sword.
So,
You
there we go.
remain unbroken.
That was it?
For your
That's
fight,
practically it. We just gotta verify that we got 100% in the menu.
I'm hoping we did.
Dude, that'd be nice. A 225 was way better than what I was expecting.
I mean, is this including the timer pause in between loading screens?
Yes it is. This is in-game
Oh.
time. So now that we watched that cutscene, we can now skip. And now we go to the Fortress of Doom. Did we get 100%? I'm kind of nervous.
I believe in you.
Okay. Arsenal fully upgraded, 8.15.8, perfect. All suit, all runes, codex. Everything in Story of Earth, everything in Sentinels, everything in Hell, everything in Demons. That is official 100%. We
Let's
got
go.
everything. And that's technically a PB, because, yeah, 225 is like the fastest non-scuffed time I've ever had.
Go.
Woo, okay.
Congratulations.
I want to say technically on Nightmare any difficulty. That's world record if no one else inputs their runs. Saying technically world record. Okay, in Nightmare.
Well, let's go.
All right, yeah. Well, I've had a fun time. Yeah, do y'all want to do any shout outs or something?
Not really.
Okay.
Go to
www.twitch.tv/Raitro_, and then go hit !Discord and join the Discord.
Also, while you're there, hit that follow button. Also, follow twitch.tv/Tilia.
If you can figure out how to spell it.
It should be on the screen. They should be.
It is
right?
on the screen, yeah. It's on the bottom right.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for having us. This was a blast. This was actually my first marathon run. I've only done like a race before, but never something like this, and it was a really good experience. I want to thank everyone in the marathon, especially those at GSA, for letting me be a part of it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the event too.
You.
Yeah. So I guess that's it.